In this video, we'll be discussing how peak performing sales professionals control their emotions. It's hard to define an emotion. Most people call them feelings, and that's what they are. More specifically, they are distributions of previous stored energies in the body, resulting in certain sensational, chemical, electrical, and/or physical changes in living things. We label the result of this distribution of energy as feelings such as happy, sad, anger, love, fear, frustration, and anxiousness. Scientific studies lead us to believe that all living things experience emotion. The result is that energy is directed to either positive or negative growth. We don't know exactly where the energy comes from. Some call it essence or even soul. Emotions are not limited to feelings. In sales, controlling one's emotions is essential to the sales process. Peak performing sales professionals know that emotional energy can be controlled. This energy can be directed inward or outward. It can be directed in a positive, constructive manner or a negative, destructive manner. The more important point is that once the energy is released, it has to go somewhere. It can be directed inwardly in a positive, constructive manner, making us feel warm inside. Or it can be directed inwardly in a negative, destructive manner, giving us knots in our stomach. It also can be directed outwardly in a positive manner, such as the manner how athletes celebrate after a great play or winning a championship. Why do we have this energy? For survival. During our millions of years of evolution, we were constantly in situations where we needed instantaneous energy. There was no time to think about it. We had to run for our lives. We had to fight for our lives or react quickly to catch food. In the past, when we needed the energy, it was there and we used it. We ran, we fought, we jumped, we hopped, we threw a rock. Today we find ourselves in the same situations, but psychologically we still find ourselves threatened, aroused, and hungry. Our survival program supplies the energy during these times and moments. Because we are civilized, the rules have changed, and no longer do we use this energy when it is supplied. But this energy needs to go somewhere. Think about the times when you felt threatened, or a family member was criticizing you. Perhaps a manager criticized you. Have you ever felt defensive when a stranger invaded your personal space? There are hundreds of things that all of us can list that make us feel threatened or invoke emotional energy. In the past millions of years, we were bred to release energy to run or to fight for survival. Peak performers know that we have been given free will to do what we want with this energy. We direct our energy to some kind of productive activity, activities that get results directed towards our goals. As a matter of fact, successful sales professionals make it a habit to constantly direct emotional energy towards their goals. They might redirect it through running and exercise. Their energies may go towards their family in the form of disciplined communication as opposed to being frustrated, screaming, and shouting. Their emotional energy goes to meditation, reading, learning, playing, and even giving exhilarating speeches. Almost all of us can remember as a kid that on the day of the class trip, we were up before the sun. During the previous week, we had a hard time rising to catch the morning bus. Why? What's the difference? The difference is that one day we were excited and the other day we were not excited because we had to go to school, not a trip. Peak performing sales professionals know that humans need only 4 to 5 hours of sleep. The Army has proven this. One of the reasons the Army is famous for digging ditches all day is to keep people busy. It keeps them from getting depressed. In animals, it's called hibernation. During the winter, nature knows there's going to be a shortage of food and it slows down the metabolism and the functions within the body. Peak performing sales professionals never hibernate. They learn to make themselves excited and they create purpose in their life. In sales, controlling emotions also relates to the ability to stay in the moment and listen to the clients and prospective clients. Have you ever been on a sales call and the person or group asked you a question that you were not prepared to answer? Low performers tend to strategize on the fly and start talking to themselves in their minds. If you're talking to yourself, who are you not listening to? The client. Peak performers stay in the moment. They let their clients know, that was a great question. and they will make sure that they will get the answer from one of their specialists or experts. Then they go right into asking the next discovery questions. They never panic. They focus on listening to the client to understand their problems or challenges to determine if their products or services can fix or resolve these problems. Action items. 1. Plan and prepare to respond to as many questions or objections a client or prospective client may present. 2. If asked a question that you cannot answer, assure the person or group that you will get the answers as fast as possible from your experts, then continue with your sales process. 3. Focus only on what your client is saying and do not strategize in your mind or on the fly. 4. Remember, you can only listen to one person at a time, so you can't listen to someone while talking to yourself. Greatness is being world-class. Sell to greatness.